Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of GHAOS Farm Presents 5 Things I Love About the Wood-Mizer LT15. Number 1. Quality. So when I was first thinking about getting a sawmill, I looked at different brands. I looked at the Harbor Freight model because someone that I knew had bought that mill. And to me, it seemed like it did an alright job. And it did do an alright job. Also, it was considerably cheaper. But then someone brought up an interesting point. If you buy a mill from Harbor Freight, it might work well at first, but it's not going to last for life like a Wood-Mizer. And that's the one thing that I kept coming back to, the quality. The mill is expensive, but it is also high quality and very heavy duty. Number 2. Service. I am also very impressed with Wood-Mizer's service. Wood-Mizer is known for excellent customer service, and it's true. When it came to considering the model that I wanted, to ordering it, to picking it up, I always had wonderful service. There were always people behind the product. The people at Wood-Mizer were always very helpful and willing to answer any question along the way. Any question that you have with the mill, just call and they'd be more than happy to help you out. At least that was my experience. After purchasing the mill, I called back the main office and asked if the debarker worked on the LT15. Sadly, they said no, and I was a little disappointed, but the bottom line, they were helpful. Number 3, resources. One thing that I was extremely impressed by, and something that I hadn't realized until I purchased the sawmill, were the rich source of resources that came along with the mill. The manual contains hundreds of pages of troubleshooting guides, schematics, and diagrams, along with maintenance schedules. Everything that you would ever need to know about operating and running the sawmill is spelled out for you, along with what you need to know in order to keep the mill well maintained so that you can continue to use it onto the future. Number 4, ease of use. So this is a manual mill. LT15 is manual. You do physically have to load the log onto the mill, make a cant, or take the slabs, like in this video, and reposition them to recut. And this is a lot of work. Something I hadn't realized that the videos from this provided by Wood-Mizer don't necessarily show you is the amount of physical work that is required to accomplish this. But besides the manual work, which is something that I wanted in the mill, it was very easy to use once the log is on the mill. But I think most people go into milling and forestry expecting to work, right? So is it really a problem? The operation of the mill itself is extremely easy to understand, and it works intuitively. Almost no energy is needed to move the cutting head along. Number 5, precision. This sawmill is designed to make rough cut lumber, but you would be surprised in how accurate the cuts are if the mill is used correctly. This brings up the point that I started to make in the previous video about wavy cuts. At least I think I figured out that problem, which we will discuss in further future videos, in more detail in future videos. But generally, lately, some days I've been getting good cuts, other days I've been getting a slight wave in the cut, and this has been frustrating to me because I know that I have a quality mill, and I know that when I was first using it that it was working well. So, future video we will explain that in more detail. Please hit that like button and subscribe so that I can keep making videos about all of my crazy projects going around here at the GHAOS farm. Make sure to comment below with anything that you would like to see in the future, any questions or advice that you have about the mill.